Good morning. It's December 24th, 2017, Christmas Eve. I'm sitting under anchor at Coches Prietos Anchorage on Santa Cruz Island, the Channel Island, here in California. I went to sleep at like 5:30 last night because I was so beat up from the long passage, and slept till like 5 o'clock this morning. So I slept almost 12 hours. I woke up once at 1 a.m., popped my head out, looked around, made sure everything was cool, and again at 4 a.m. The stars were unbelievable, as they are when you get away from the city. I had my anchor alarm on that never went off, so I just woke up and checked. But yeah, full solid night's sleep. The anchorage is pretty rolly, but my buddy Neil lent me a flopper stopper, which is like a series of kind of rings that dampens the roll. You put it on your boom, you swing your boom out, put a preventer on, and it slows the roll. I'm sure that made my sleep much better than it would have been otherwise. But it was nice waking up at 5. Got some coffee going, got some breakfast, and was able to enjoy the sunrise, which was absolutely mind-blowing. I made a little time-lapse of it. We'll see. It might be real dizzying because, the anchorage is so rolly. But yeah, really beautiful. And I'm here all alone, and that's what I've always wanted. People have asked me before, how did I get into sailing? And the first time I remember being like interested in learning how to sail and getting a boat, it was on a camping trip, and all the campgrounds, at least here in California, unless you hike deep into them, are full of people, really, and usually obnoxious people. And I was at some incredible campsite somewhere, maybe Big Sur, and there were just loud people everywhere playing loud music, and I was so bummed. And I was like, I want to get a boat and sail out somewhere. That way I can wake up and have coffee in complete silence and the beauty of nature. And finally, I got that this morning. The next anchorage over is, I think it's called Albert Anchorage or something. Let me see. This is like my Bible for this whole trip. Just like, it's Fagan's book, Cruising Guide to Southern California's Offshore Islands. This book is unbelievable. I also referenced, I think it's Captain Dan's website. He has a really extensive website, so I'd cross-reference. His is a little less apocalyptic than this. This one, almost every anchorage is like, if there's any wind, you're dead, which is good to be safe, but it seems like every single anchorage, it's like, any sign of anything, run. Albert's Anchorage, and there's 2 vessels anchored over there, and sailing vessels, and they're probably anchored there. Maybe it's less rolly than this one, I'm not sure, but I'm happy that they are, because I got this all to myself, and this is one of the most popular anchorages. I guess in the summer this one's really crowded. But I didn't even bother going ashore because there's signs all along the beach you can see that say, no trespassing. I think this is part of that inland area that the Conservancy doesn't allow people to go on because they're restoring it or whatever. So I just enjoyed the anchorage, and after like mid-morning, I'm gonna pull everything up, pull up the flopper stopper, get the boat ready, and haul up the anchor and head to Morse Point, which is, I think it's like, I don't know, 4 to 7 miles, I can't recall. So yeah, great first night of the trip. Excited to do some slow sailing around the island. Not in a hurry now to get over here. The passage yesterday was something like 70 or 77 nautical miles, I can't recall. Really far. And I motor sailed the whole way. Soon we'll be heading to Morse Point, so that's the next stop on the itinerary, and we'll go from there. was the first time I had to pull up my anchor by hand, other than the test anchoring I did. Super bummer. Can't wait to get the correct gypsy for my windlass that I installed. But just took it slow and steady, and every time I got tired I clipped a line on it to hold it, and then went back to it. Everything went good, came up, no problem, got out. I was lucky because it's so calm, and there wasn't a bad swell while I was doing it. So now I'm heading towards, like I said, Morse Point, and there's a small island I got to get around called Gull Island, which I can see in the distance. It's funny, that's 7 nautical miles. It's going to take me a couple hours to get there, but yeah, moving along, getting ready to get to that next anchorage, check it out. And it is glassy out here, but you can see it's a little bit rolly, but man, it's glassy. There's beautiful Santa Cruz Island in the background, and everything's good. Several pods of dolphins cruising along with me. That's Gull Island in the distance. Have to give it a wide berth. There's it gets as shallow as like 1 fathom right near it. You can see on the chart. And then just beyond that, turn to starboard, and that's my next anchorage. So there's like 2 different types of dolphins out here. I think one of them are porpoises. I mean, yeah, like harbor porpoises? I don't know, because they have short little fins. Not sure. Maybe they'll come play with us. Coming into Morse Point, I'm going to creep up next to the rocks and kelp beds and anchor in about 20 feet of water. Gull Island to our stern. Here I am, Morse Point Anchorage on Santa Cruz Island. It smells amazing right now. So fresh, and the air is just, it's incredible. Really pretty. The sun's about to set. I want to show you guys a little panorama real quick of what I'm looking at. I wish you were all here individually, of course. I have this anchorage all to myself. Some Russians came by in a dive boat, and we talked for a little bit. They were just looking for a spot to dive. They're probably lobster hunting illegally. I think this is a marine sanctuary, but who knows? I don't know. Yeah, I just want to show you what it looks like, because it's really amazing. In the distance, you'll be able to see Santa Rosa Island. I think it's like 10 nautical miles from here. It looks pretty wild right now at sunset, so check it out. You can see the breakers there. There's rocks and kelp beds between me and the sea, which is probably helping with this swell. Maybe I'll see the green flash. So I made it to Morse Point, Anchorage. Easy couple-hour motor sail. I tried to sail again, not enough wind. What little wind there was, I would have sailed in slowly, but it was we were heading right into it. So I had the main up, just came in. Had a problem this morning. Preparing to leave, I changed the oil, filled it up all new oil. Like an idiot, I didn't think to buy extra oil. I have extra fuel filters, I have extra impellers, but I don't have an extra oil. So I checked the oil this morning before I get ready to come over here, and it's like there's almost no oil in it. I was like, fuck. And you know, out here, middle of nowhere, no service. I'm not one to give up easily, so I just thought I would get to this anchorage and see what's happening, and go from there. If I have to, I'll just sail home from here slowly. But on the way over, I started looking through stuff, and I had a quart of magic mystery oil, which I put almost all of it in. I even put some two-stroke oil in, which, you know, it probably isn't the best idea, but at least it's lubricant. So the alarm wasn't going off till right when I started coming in. When I would go to a low idle, it would chirp like every once in a while, and I was like, come on, let's just get in. So now I'm under anchor in 25 feet of water. I have 4-to-1 scope out, and it's a little breezy now, of course, that I'm done sailing. Also, we're kind of coming around this point. So, but I'm anchored behind like a pretty extensive kelp bed and some rocks tucked up in the anchorage, so I think that's going to help with some of the swell. So I got my little sabot off in the water, and depending on if the wind calms down a little, I'll probably row to shore and check it out. But it doesn't matter to me either way. For me, this whole trip and everything's about being on the boat, being in the sea, and the land is a secondary thing. I'm on land all the time. So definitely with my low oil situation, I'm not going to go to Santa Rosa. I planned on going to Santa Rosa tomorrow, which is just across the way. It's like 10 miles or something across the channel. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to round the corner and go to Forney Cove and spend a night there, and then get on the north side of the island. I'm sure I'll see some other boats on the north side of the island. If I see anybody, I'm going to hit them up and see if I can buy some oil from them. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Here I am. Morse Point, my second anchorage of the trip. And I gotta make some food, I'm dying. So, I'll show you guys the scenery a little bit later, and maybe do some more drone flights, hopefully not sink it.